If a little green is good, more is even better. Now, back to Green is Good with John Shigarian and Mike Brady.
Welcome back to Green is Good, and we're so excited today to have Jennie Nigrosh on from the Green Garmento. Jennie, your bio, it will take me all of our whole 22 minutes to read. I'm going to talk a little bit about it, but first I want to just say, Mike and I want to give you a big warm welcome to Green is Good.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, you guys.
Now, Jennie, your bio, I mean, there's so many things in your bio and your business that I love, but and first of all, you grew up with recycling in your DNA and blood. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
I did. It's funny. I call myself sort of eco-adjacent. I kind of, it just started since childhood without even really thinking about it. But my dad owned a cardboard recycling factory in New Hampshire.
Wow.
And we lived in Massachusetts, and he would we'd have to recycle all of our newspapers so that he could bring them to the pulper at his plant every Monday. And he would send the kids out. I had 3 brothers and 3 sisters, and at any given time, there's at least 5 of us at home when the others weren't in jail. I'm just kidding. And I'm not really kidding. And so he would send us out to he'd send us out to the neighbor's house and make us gather their newspapers, and we would just recycle from a very early age. And I think people probably thought we were freaks, but it stayed with us, and it just resonated that, not to be so wasteful about things. There's a place to put things, and not everything just ends up in the garbage, stays there. So that's kind of how I learned. And my dad actually, he always drove a diesel car, which was really out of the ordinary, and because he wanted to promote alternative energy. And then, and he even actually invested in a company that said they could turn cow poop into oil. So you win some, you lose some, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jennie, you and your husband, Rick, have created this wonderful brand, the Green Garmento. And for our listeners out there that have their iPads open or their laptops or they're in front of their computer at home listening to the show right now, it's an amazing website. You can order these bags from the website. Mike, you've got it up in front of you, the greengarmento.com.
I sure do, John, and it really, if there's any questions that you have, they will be answered. This is a really good site. Jennie, kudos to your webmaster. It's probably you or Rick, or in tandem. But it's very easy to navigate. And, just one thing that you need to know, if you run a dry cleaning business, there's a special section just for you, okay? There's one for consumers, but also for dry cleaners. And I'm sure we'll be talking about some of the money that you can save by doing the green thing, running a dry cleaning business, but you really do need to check the site. Again, it's The Green Garmento, GarMento.com.
And Jennie, we were talking a little bit off air. This issue is so close to my personal heart in that I grew up working for Sol Jacobson at Casting Cleaners. He gave me my first job, and my job was sweeping the floors and bagging the clothing. And as we all grew up and realized how bad those bags truly are for the environment, we love what you are doing, and we have the product here thanks to your graciousness in our studio. And for all our listeners out there, this product, this Green Garmento bag, rocks. So thank you very much for the gifts. And now let's talk a little bit about, I have your wonderful little fold-out brochure here. It is so well done.
Thank you.
So why don't we talk about the 4 functions of the Green Garmento? Let's start right at square one.
Okay. Well, the bag it's simple, but it has a lot of really cool utilities. And the reason why it has 4 functions is we wanted to make it really easy for the consumer to use, but also for dry cleaners so that it would be easy for them to implement into their system. So when a person takes the bag home, they can hang it upside down. There's a little loop at the bottom, so it becomes a hanging hamper. We have a lot of people that are city dwellers. They don't have room for hampers and stuff, so you can hang it right over a hook on the door. And then you put your dry cleaning in that end when it's ready to go to the cleaner. It also works as a standard hamper. You can put the bag over a hamper frame. You use the drawstring at the bottom, and you pull it tight, so it's a nice, secure bag over a hamper frame. So you put your dry cleaning in, you take the bag out or take it off the hook when you're ready to go to the cleaner, you pull the drawstring, and then it has a full-length strap on the back that's got, like, triple reinforcements, and You can carry the bag like a duffel bag. Kind of looks like a yoga bag. They're pretty stylish looking. My dream is to see them on every street in America someday, people toting these lovely bags.
They will be.
Thank you. And then when you bring them to the dry cleaner, you leave your clothes in the bag, and you just ask that your clothes be returned naked, meaning without any plastic. And then the bag, when it's turned right side up, it magically morphs into a garment bag. So you've got this great big garment bag with 5 1/4-inch gussets on each side and a little window for your ID ticket and a full side zipper. We've really made it so the dry cleaners can have 2 ways to bag your clothes and really nice solid hanger holes so they don't have to use the twist ties and the shoulder covers. Everything just goes right in that bag, protected and secure, and you're ready to go home.
This is just amazing, and like I said, I love this bag. I'm going to be getting more. I'm going to be giving them out at our company. This is just so functional, and it's just such a it fills a tremendous void. There's no reason for us to be using the historical legacy plastic bags that we all grew up with. This is the future.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Now, so dry cleaners now, are they welcoming this? I mean, this is just, and I didn't make up this word, but I love it. When I was reading the New York Times about you a couple of weeks back, I love this word. This bag with the 4 functions is truly greenvenient.
One of our dry cleaners made that up, actually.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's a dry cleaner that we use in, I think that's an awesome word, too. We were nervous in the beginning, to be honest. We really didn't know how it was going to be received because dry cleaners, first of all, they're multi-generational. They're often third-generation
right.
stores and businesses. They have a way and a system of doing things, and this is all new to them. So we were very tentative at first, and that's why we launched the bag specifically to the dry cleaning industry. This was not a consumer-driven bag to begin with because we knew there was a fair amount of education that would go along both on our end to learn the dry cleaning business and for the dry cleaners to learn this is an alternative for them.
So how did that when you and Rick started pounding the streets, so we have so many ecopreneurs and entrepreneurs and budding entrepreneurs that listen to this show. How did that original knocking on the door and cold calling go? I mean, what took you over the top? What was your convincing proposition?
What a great question. What's funny? We've not made one cold call in 2 years. We launched it to the industry at a dry cleaning convention. We brought our prototypes. First, we did focus groups, and we would bring prototypes around with fabric options and all this kind of stuff. And then we learned from dry cleaners what they thought. And then when we had what we thought was a really good sort of finished product but not perfect, so we called it a prototype.
Right.
We launched it at a dry cleaning convention, and it was awesome. We thought we'd be sort of the lone people in the corner.
Right.
2 Jews and a bunch of bags is really how it looked like. But but actually they were super cool, and we got quite an education from them, and they immediately were like, okay, you need to do this with the zipper, you need to do this with the fabric, let's do this. Can you put my name here? How can we do this?
How
and
cool.
It was so awesome, and really some of them would bring us to other dry cleaners and say, check out what they're doing. This is going to change the face of what we're doing. So that was our aha moment, I think, when we really realized at this show that this was something they've been waiting for. And other companies had tried to launch, like in the early 90s, someone tried to do it. And, I think that you have to learn from your customer what the needs are in order to make it really a viable product.
That is so well said. And so they helped you evolve the product.
They're helping me today. They're helping us. In fact, we have a new product that we're going to be launching soon, and my husband, we just got the prototype in the mail today, and he marched right down to our dry cleaner and said, tell us what to do. What do you think? And this is what we have. There's no way we could do this. We could never fly blind.
Well, I got news for you. I marched the bag today with my dry cleaning, which is a daily event, over to my local dry cleaner here in Fresno, and they said, if this is what you want, this is what you get.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, so it was so well received, and I know for all our listeners out there, all who buy this, your dry cleaner, as Jenny just proved, and I just proved this morning myself, will embrace it. Hey, I should have started with this though, and this is you're providing a tremendous solution. Jenny, you and Rick have created this wonderful company. And again, for our listeners out there, the greengarmento.com is where you can buy these bags. Let's talk a little bit, without getting too dire here, the problem. Why should people be eliminating the use of dry cleaning plastic, and what are the negative effects of all this plastic just looming out there in the world?
Well, we all know that plastic can be detrimental.
Yes.
It clogs landfills and waterways, and it kills marine and wildlife. This is something that we've been battling with because of the grocery tote that we've been learning about for a long time. So we did some numbers on our own. We did some estimations using government eco-calculators and averaging dry cleaning bag usages. An average order of a dry cleaning bag is 8 pieces. So we
Wow.
did some calculations. Actually, I'm going to say Rick did. I'm actually asleep at the wheel when it comes to numbers. But it's about 300 million pounds of plastic just in the United States are dumped into landfills and that go into waterways and stuff. So
That is so ridiculous.
you don't really have to be a genius to understand that this is bad, because I'm the one that's not the genius. I was like, oh, that's not a good number. I think we can change that. And, so that really is the impetus of how this all really came about.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, and I've seen this in my own life with my wife, and obviously you and Rick are a great balance. He's got one part of your company covered, and you've got another, and that's great. You need both to make a successful business.
Right, and I'm prettier.
Well, I have the picture here, and
more modest.
It's only because my door is closed that he's not on the phone right now.
Who's calling? Oh, you don't even want to talk to these people. Don't worry. I got this one, honey.
Yeah, I got it.
Hey, so now let's go back. So now the industry, the core industry, the dry cleaning industry has embraced and helped you evolve this wonderful product. What are the other industries now that give us a little visibility, and what other industries are you looking at where you can take this great idea and great product?
Well, we actually we were at a hotel trade show. We do a lot of stuff with hospitality, and we met actually a gentleman from a large he's a distributor for the advertising specialty group. He's actually a supplier, and so he supplies to all the different distributors. So like we were talking about branded bags, and we do a lot of branded bags with logos, and we'll do special bags and custom bags. So he's it's called Peerless Umbrella. They are a huge supplier of ours, and they've done bags for Mercedes-Benz and HTC and I think BlackBerry, and they've just done a lot with sort of branded people trying to send a green message that also don't want to just give another tchotchke,
Right.
like another useless whatever item that you don't
Thank
need, or is, this one actually does good. So that's a really cool industry for us. And then, like I said, hospitality, you can find us in various Four Seasons, Hyatt's, Fairmonts. They use them for two things. Employee services, because as you know, most employees, you have to do your dry cleaning, and especially in the hospitality industry where it's very buttoned up and you got to get dressed every day. And so the employees use the reusable bags so they can eliminate plastic internally. And then they use them as an in-room amenity, like a gift for the guest. So if a guest wants to use the bag, if they need to do dry cleaning, great, they get to use it. And if they want to take them home, then they either will get them for free or pay for them. But it helps the hotels carry on their green messaging far beyond the hotel room. And again, they're giving their client that they can actually use something, like their guest can take the bag on the plane, or, it's a travel bag. So it's kind of a cool gift from the hotels as well. And then because we're in Los Angeles, we do a lot of things in the entertainment industry. A lot of costume shops and stuff and wardrobe and stylists are starting to work with us, and we've done some bags for like The Daily Show with the Jon Stewart and the Colbert Report. We've done Ugly Betty, like some really fun productions that want to really green their productions because, there's so many wardrobe and all that stuff that they have the plastic. So this is just another way for them to help green the production.
Well, in fact, it's so funny you said that. Last week we had on our show Gina Edner, who's the head of Westin Hotels.
Oh, cool.
The head of sustainability. So we will now pop her a little email and tell her that you were just recently a guest and share with her your story and she was wonderful and she really, really loves what she's doing and Starwood and Westin are way ahead on this with regards to the hotel chain. So
sure.
That's such a great other opportunity. That is just an amazing opportunity.
Thank you.
So, I had my green bag in my hand this morning. Mike has his blue one right here now. While we're doing the show, he's been playing.
I've been playing with it. It's fun.
What is it?
That doesn't sound right.
You know what? I'll tell you what, though. Really, Jenny, it is more fun to play with than plastic.
That is true.
It really is.
And it's safer, so you aren't going to suffocate in that bag.
Exactamundo.
Hey, but it feels really nice in our hands. If you don't mind me asking, what is this made out of? And what was the thought process into what you made the bags out of?
Well, that's a great question. The bags are made out of non-woven polypropylene, which is a mouthful, but it's the same fabric that you find in the reusable tote bags, like from Whole Foods and Trader Joe's. It's that kind of fabric. Ours is just thicker, so it feels a little bit maybe more substantial. It's kind of a cool fabric, actually. It's made from it's eco-friendly in so much that it is totally recyclable. People might say, well, it's not green because it's still, not a real natural fiber. But that's a great question because it's made from the byproduct of oil. So once oil is already refined, they have this stuff that would be garbage, basically, that I think years ago we actually talked to some people at Dow Chemical to tell us how they created this fabric. And they took the byproduct of oil and they turned it into a resin, which then turns into a pellet so you can colorize them, and then it becomes this sheet-fed material. So, it would be hypocritical of me to say, be fantastic, don't use plastic. That's why our tagline is be fantastic, use less plastic.
Right.
Because truly it is sort of a plastic itself, but it's reusable so that, you're eliminating all the single use.
Hey, that's so as a business venture, obviously your vision's amazing, Jenny, and you and Rick are, truly can change the world together with this product. What, as a business venture, though, and a sustainable business venture, Mike and I always talk about the people, the planet, and the profits. And there's no shame in talking about that. And so without giving away numbers or anything, what are the goals as a business venture, a sustainable business venture that you and Rick have made for the Green Garmento?
Our goals are constantly evolving.
Yeah.
In the beginning, our goals were like, let's just get people to like us. Let's see if they dig the bag and we'll sell a few, And it literally started, we had some bags in our garage and our distribution center was our dining room table. We've now moved into our third warehouse and we have distribution in different parts of the country as well. And we now work with dry cleaning distributors all over the country, and you can find us in probably over 400 dry cleaners, and now in the United States, and then we're in probably 11 different countries right now.
11 different countries.
Yep,
that's amazing.
We're not conquering these countries in any way, but we have distributors and presence in those countries. Yeah.
Well, Jenny, good news. People like you.
I hope so. Thanks.
Hey, so, given that what we talked about, you growing up with your dad's recycling business, and this is truly in your DNA, as you and Rick live in the L.A., Los Angeles metropolitan area, and you, though, spread your wings to now have created an international company, do you guys see yourselves as greenies?
I never really did. I at the end of the day, we're business people, I think, and we're great marketers, if I could pat myself on the back there a little bit. I certainly don't know. I still don't really know how to compost stuff, and I haven't gone there yet, if I have to admit to that. But I think that what we're doing, I think everybody has their own way of being a greenie. And like I said before, I'm more like eco-adjacent. I'm very cognizant of what I do in my own personal life and, what I can do to have a lower carbon footprint. And if people ask me advice, I'm certainly going to give it to them. But the last thing we want to be is watchdogs.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that's really helped us with dry cleaners is they have enough people breathing down their neck.
Yeah.
We just want to help them in our own little way eliminate plastic, be a little more green on their end. And so in that way, I guess we're greenies, but not in the big scope of things.
Well, I was just reading your blog mento, okay, which is you are a marketer through and through, but, you make the case that dry cleaners really have so many multiple benefits of using the Green Garmento bags, not the least of which is increasing customer loyalty.
Yep. We've really, when we first started, there's pretty much there's articles in all the trades that we're in for all the dry cleaning industry, and one of the biggest issues that they have is to create and improve customer loyalty. So these bags, if they have their name on it, first of all, the name of the dry cleaner, it's something that's going to keep bringing you back to that dry cleaner.
Right.
And also the fact that, it's just a nice service to give to your customers and let them know that, I can't afford the $200,000 to switch to an all wet cleaning company. Those are very expensive things for dry cleaners to switch to. But here's what they can do in the meantime, and they still want your business. And one thing that we're really adamant about, we get calls and emails all day long saying, my dry cleaner, they aren't offering these bags, and I don't know if they're going to do it yet. Should I go to another cleaner? Because people buy them from us. And I said, no, the last thing we want to do is take business away from your neighborhood cleaner. Just ask them to use the bags, and if they have questions on how to implement it, have them call us. And we have a mentor program where we have other dry cleaners that will teach the dry cleaners that don't know how to do it. We have Korean speaking, we've got Spanish speaking. So we really try to make it so that no one's losing customers and they're actually gaining customers.
Perfect. Everybody wins then.
That's what we're hoping.
Hey, listen, Jenny, unfortunately, we're down to the last 2 minutes or so. Two things I want to talk about. I want our listeners, again, to go to your great website, thegreengarmento.com. But on that website is a free bag offer. Can you explain a little bit about how that works? And then also tell us any final thoughts as an ecopreneur and as a very successful one and one that's about to scale their business across the world. Leave some pearls of wisdom for our listeners behind.
In 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never said anything in 2 minutes. Okay, so our free bag offer is anybody who they click on the offer, if they email us the name of their dry cleaner who doesn't participate in the program now,
right.
Send us the contact information, and we will send you back a coupon code to get a free bag.
Wow.
We do ask that you pay for shipping, but we're happy to give you that coupon code. And we also have a like page on Facebook now and Twitter. And if you follow us, there are coupon codes for free bags there as well.
Great. Oh, that is just awesome. So give us a little bit of pearls of wisdom that you and Rick have picked up along the way and your final vision on where this is going to go.
Well, I just, I'm not big on pitching just our business. I'm more about, I would like everyone to sort of understand our mission. And, if you're not ready to spend $10 on a bag, which is understandable, at least ask your dry cleaner to cut down on the plastic and get your clothes naked. And then when you're ready to spend the $10, we're here for you. It's really just, we all can do our part, whether it's growing our business or just doing something to make the earth a little bit better. We can all work together and do that. But that's,
Well, Jenny, you're just amazing. Mike and I are just sitting here and have enjoyed every second of this, as I'm sure our listeners have also. For our listeners, again, to buy Jenny and Rick's great bags, go to The Green Garmento, GarMento.com, and right there you can buy their bags and use them. It's very reasonably priced, and your tagline is just amazing. Be fantastic, use less plastic. We should all learn from that. Again, Jenny, we're going to have you back one day to talk about where things have gone since today. And you are just really an amazing ecopreneur, a wonderful visionary, and truly living proof that green is good.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.